From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. The first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on.
Walker now on 1st and 10. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. And Walker has it. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Here's Walker. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. Brings up 3rd down. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. Patterson's kick is good, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option. You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh? The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly. And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to... Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. CD, what a sensational start for this defense. Instead of just forcing the 3 and out, which they were about to do, they pick it off and take it in for the score.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't just settle for the standard good way to start a game. They started in dramatic fashion. Take it away, score points, and guess what? They'll be flying to go back out there on defense again after that play.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Chargers nothing.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they sit now at 500 on the year. And, Charles, this was a team that really looked lost in that first month or so of the season. But they have had the hot hand lately, winning 3 straight.
I would agree. It's almost hard to believe that this is the same team because we followed them pretty closely throughout this season. And early on, I thought this is going to be a really tough year for this crew. So plenty of credit to them for turning the ship around.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. 2nd and 14. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try for the first with Walker. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up Sackett. He'll decide to keep this once more. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're saying, obviously, those guys are free to get it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Patterson now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Seahawks 17. Chargers nothing. Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 34.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
The quick slant caught. Touchdown.
Mike Williams.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
A short kick taken at the 18. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And the Seahawks are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Chargers 7. Michael Dixon.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fields this way up at the 17. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. He's airing it out for Williams. On Herbert, his third interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. A short kick taken at the 18, and a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And a big 32-yard play on third.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. On second and 11 now. Herbert. They'll find Everett there, complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Throwing again on second and 10. Herbert.
And his throw is incomplete.
That's a big force of completion there to bring up 3rd and long. And this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal. Because just a few plays ago, it looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here at their own 23. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
He's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he'll be close to a 1st down at the Chargers 30.
79 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
Ready? 1918.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great effort there, with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks have opened the lead up to 30.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this.
And now here's another interception. Oh, they try a lateral on the return, and now the ball's loose. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
About that. And a crazy situation we just saw there.
On the move past the 40.
Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
It's a game 2. That's another.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take...
Touchdown, Chargers! Gerald Everett from 4 yards out. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. Hopkins with the extra point. And the lead's down to 24. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 3 yards remain for second down. They'll set up to throw. James has got it. Complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll look to throw now on first down. They'll get this out wide to Penny. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Second and a yard at their 48-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. On first down, it's Herbert. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
19 more yards.
To the air again, Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fighting them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Herbert past the 20. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Austin Eckler, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Chargers get a bit closer.
And that's another route the defenders would vote to take out of the game. Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you got a problem on your hands.
The defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number's...
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Chargers are right back in this football game.
Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds.
A big play there for L.A. 51 yards.
Pretty good yards after the catch there on that crossing route. Is a crossing route good for a quarterback because the receiver's coming across his line of vision?
They love those kind of throws. And how many times have you seen any of what we call an in-breaking route? Quarterback really...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers.
Austin Eckler
with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 of the year.
And the Chargers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. A very pivotal two-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the fourth quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a one-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, in that type of throw, in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
On third down, here's Walker.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down.
So where did all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
On the return, Carter. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Charger drive about to get going. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Herbert.
And that is caught. It's Ridley. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Herbert to throw.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play. One that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Hopkins' kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game.
Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
And give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all three timeouts. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
I know you're looking at the scoreboard clock. We're getting near the end of this game. But they're running what was really called 4-minute offense. And that's practice, being taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Looking Austin Eckler's way again. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This is caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we may very well be headed to overtime. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Now one final throw incomplete. And time will run out here in the 4th quarter, and we are going to overtime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick 6 or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So 4 quarters couldn't settle a winner, and now the Chargers going to get the first opportunity here at OT as the kick is away. Fields this way up at the 17. The Charger drive about to get going. We think back to halftime, they were close to being written off. They faced the deficit, and now here's we begin overtime. They're one drive away from a comeback victory.
Think about where they started and how far they've come back from it. Look, you and I both know that when we talk with coaches, most of the time they don't say that momentum is something that factors into how they coach a ball game, because they say each game is its own entity. But within a game, I think they all believe in momentum, and they certainly have it going in their direction right now.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Cody Barton there to bring him down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He'll get this to Eckler. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Williams. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. 3rd and 1, trying to keep this drive in overtime going. A big one coming up. Out of the gun, Herbert. A bullet throw, but incomplete. That close on 3rd down. I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
Herbert going to throw. And Allen's got it. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. So this offense able to convert on 4th. And now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Herbert on the move to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing, Herbert. They'll check this one down to Michel. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown and a game winner in OT. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Yeah, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to 1-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Chargers, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.